Lennox Lewis has been openly and consistently critical of Anthony Joshua over the past year or so. And for the most part, AJ has bit his tongue and not responded. But now he has finally decided to clap back. On a Sky Sports show, which is airing tonight on demand at 6 p.m., and then on Sky Sports Main Event on Saturday at 8:30 p.m., he has apparently come out and called Lennox Lewis a clown and said that him and Lennox are not cut from the same cloth. So let me give you some quotes here from Anthony Joshua. In fact, before I do that, just have to mention one thing I agree with Lennox on is when he says that AJ should get rid of Rob McCracken. And those of you who are longtime subscribers of me will know that I've been saying AJ should get rid of McCracken for well over a year, maybe even close to 2 years. I've been saying on record in my videos, he needs to get rid of McCracken. Nothing against McCracken. He's done very well to get AJ as far as he's got him at the moment. But I think there's another level above where AJ's been so far. There's another level of development. And I don't think McCracken can take him to that next level, that very, very, upper echelon elite level when it comes to the technicalities. So I agree with Lennox with regards to changing his training setup. But let me quote Anthony Joshua here, directly responding to Lennox Lewis. He says, "Lennox is a clown. I don't respect Lennox. Me and Lennox Lewis are not the same. My legacy is to sit back and enjoy the younger generation coming up and not to be involved, just to appreciate what it takes to get there. Lennox isn't like that. Me and Lennox are cut from a different cloth." He then goes on to say, "I'm not focusing on that anymore." And he's talking about Undisputed. "I'd had 22 fights and I was talking about being undisputed. What am I going to do after that? Go and fight Otto Wallen?" It was like I was coming to the end of my road already, worrying about Undisputed. I became heavyweight champion. I unified the division twice. And now my goal is to become 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Once I achieve that, I can look at becoming undisputed champion. So those are the words of Anthony Joshua, clapping back at Lennox Lewis, taking a shot at Tyson Fury. And look, Fury's been coming at AJ's neck too. And AJ's been absorbing all this criticism for all this time. And now he's finally responding. Now he's finally coming out swinging. Now, personally, I like the attitude from Anthony Joshua right now. I like the attitude because this is what he needs. He's under pressure right now. His legacy is on the line. His career is on the line. AJ maybe went a little bit Hollywood in his attitude before. He needs to go right back to where he started. He needs to be that mean guy, that vicious guy, the guy that fought Dillian Whyte in terms of his attitude. Maybe not making the mistakes he made in the Whyte fight, but the attitude. He needs to be that guy again. And to me, it looks as though that's what we're seeing from Anthony Joshua. He's been clapping at Andy Ruiz, saying he beats Andy Ruiz 99% of the time or whatever it was, clapping back at Lennox Lewis, taking shots at Tyson Fury. Yeah, this is the kind of mentality that AJ needs to come out with now that he's under pressure. So as far as the things that he said and the beef with Lennox, I mean, it kind of reminds me of the beef Lennox had with Tyson Fury. Remember that? Lewis and Fury were going back and forth beefing each other a few years ago. Also, Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson, they had their beef. Wilder was saying that he would knock out an 86 version of Mike Tyson. The older generation clashing with the younger generation. Some people get really upset about that. Me personally, I don't. At the end of the day, these are alpha males. They got egos. And yeah, it might be to some extent the older guys hoping the younger guys don't eclipse their achievements. It could be that. Or it could be the younger guys just taking constructive criticism the wrong way. Or taking an honest opinion the wrong way. It could be that too. It could be a mixture of all those elements. But as far as what Anthony Joshua said about Lewis, he is suggesting that Lewis is envious of the younger generation. Or maybe concerned that the younger generation are going to eclipse him. Because that's where he says, I would just sit back and enjoy the younger generation coming up and not be involved. But Lennox isn't like that. And when he talks about, becoming undisputed, he takes a swipe at Tyson Fury with the Otto Wallin situation. And I think that's fair enough because Tyson Fury's been taking swipes at him for years. But for the most part, AJ don't respond. And he's saying that, becoming undisputed champion maybe preoccupied his mind a bit too much. Because after becoming undisputed, what does he do then? And it's kind of like Lennox Lewis, actually, because when Lewis first got a version of the world title, the WBC belt, which Riddick Bowe threw in the trash, he obviously had Lewis as a mandatory at the time and didn't want to face him, so he vacated. And at the time, Lewis wanted to become undisputed, have one defense of that undisputed crown, and then retire. So Lewis didn't plan on being around for years and years and years. But the way his career panned out, he ended up being around for that long because it took far longer than he expected to become undisputed. And maybe it'll be the same for AJ. That's if AJ beats Ruiz in the rematch. That's no foregone conclusion. Don't get it twisted. I like the attitude from AJ. I think that with this attitude, he gives himself a better chance of beating Ruiz in the rematch, but there's no guarantee. All right? But perhaps AJ's career will go that same direction. Maybe he'll become undisputed eventually, but he's going to have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, And I know some people who are AJ fans are very angry towards Lennox Lewis because Lewis went through the same kind of ridicule and criticism from the American media and the American boxing fraternity. So a lot of British fans, particularly, people around my age who lived through the Lennox Lewis era and remember it well, they're looking at it and saying Lewis should be helping Anthony Joshua right now. He should be on his side because he knows how biased the American media and the American boxing fraternity was against him, how they didn't want to give him any credit for anything that he did, how they ridiculed him, how they mocked him, how they made him out to be a paper champion and a phony. And only towards the very, very end of Lennox Lewis's career did he start getting respect from the American media and the American boxing fraternity. So for someone who's been through all that, how the hell can he be hating on Anthony Joshua? How the hell can he be siding with the Americans when they're being unfairly critical of the man? This is the mindset, and these are the questions that a lot of British Anthony Joshua fans are asking right now. And even British fans who are not necessarily AJ fans, but just want to see somebody, be fair rather than be bitter and envious of the younger generation coming up. So I'm not saying that that's necessarily my view on the situation, but I'm just giving you one perspective out there that, a lot of people seem to have. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, people, about Anthony Joshua coming out swinging. Taking swipes at Lewis, taking swipes at Tyson Fury. Do you like the new attitude like I do? Well, really, it's the old attitude, not the new attitude. Anthony Joshua was like this in the very beginning. Maybe he didn't express it publicly, but you could see it in the fights when he was beating up opponents and sticking his tongue out and, being arrogant and stuff like that in the ring. You need that in boxing. You need that. This is a warrior sport. They call it a gentleman's sport. It's really not. It's a warrior's sport. So I personally like the new attitude. He's going to need it going forward. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up. There's no contract and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.